got some winners this time, which is funny because this time around I didn't like sit and think about, oh, which titles do I want to pick out, or like, can I have a theme in these? I just literally just like selected a page of titles that I had saved and just got whatever we got. So I'll walk you through what I thought about them. This one is a story about a family harvesting cranberries in Wisconsin, and I was feeling pretty reminiscent reading this one from having toured cranberry farms when I lived in Wisconsin as a child. This one is a poem and a story, and it's about the seasons and a family going through a whole year, and it is some of the most beautiful illustrations I have ever seen in a children's book. And the family in the book is so beautiful too. I feel like they're Middle Eastern. They all have blue eyes. Anyways, I'm getting more and more fascinated with picture book illustrations and like the mediums that people use to make them. So amazing. This book is by the same author, different illustrator, obviously a really different style. And this type of illustration is not my cup of tea, but Naomi keeps picking this one up and going, Mom, the illustrations in this book are so beautiful. So anyways, this is another poem, but this is about a rainstorm. And I did not mean to, but most of the books that we checked out are set by the sea. The cranberry one obviously is not, but those last two, Blue on Blue and Green on Green, both are. This one is actually all a book of poems also, and it's really fascinating to me. They used a different style of poem for every single one. Oh, not every single one. No, they had a couple repeating ones, but it's like very informational for kids about the havoc that plastic pollution is causing in our world and some ways that they can help, or just be informed. And that's something we talk about in our home anyways, and so this one was fun to read. This one is another rhyme book, just pretty much the process of there's farmers and then it goes all the way to the supermarket and then we eat it. And if it was only that, I would be all about getting this book, but there's a very humanist worldview with it. There's kind of like a prayer essentially ending of the book, like we're praying to the people that have provided our food, so we won't be buying that one, but I would check it out again and like, you know, have those conversations. This one is super interesting. Illustrations were all made by cutting out paper, and like you can see the torn edges of the trees there and the road down here. But anyways, this is a favorite one of the kids', and my husband said it's the most original picture book story he's seen. Yeah, I have kind of mixed feelings about it, but it was a good conversation starter for us. Yeah, I feel like I had more to say on this book. Maybe we'll come back to it. I don't remember. This one is based on a true story about a man who grew up by the ocean and noticed the coral reefs dying, and then ended up being part of restoring them as an adult. And these again are like crazy interesting illustrations. The colors and like contrast of them all have that feeling of like being under the water, which is really amazing to me. How the artist did that is just, it's really, really beautiful. Yeah, I didn't see anything specifically like off-putting as far as worldview in this. It's pretty safe to assume that it's different from our families, but this one is just like really interesting information, and yeah, I liked that one. This one, I have a really soft spot in my heart for immigration and stories of people from other countries. So this one was a winner for us. It was, again, another true story about a little girl whose family's from China and they live in Ohio, and just learning to make ends meet, and the little girl becoming grateful for what she has instead of embarrassed. Yeah, and the illustrations in here were very thoughtfully done by the artist too, so anyways, we would definitely check out this one again. I wanted to show this again for anyone who hasn't caught the earlier videos too. Our library adds this down at the bottom of our receipt, where it shows the amount of each of the books that you checked out combined, and then the amount of all the books you've checked out over the past year, amounts combined, and it's just helpful for perspective. I've said before that I am checking out books from the library not just for fresh reading content for our family, but also to peruse some different titles that I either come across while I'm browsing the library website or have heard of or seen shared by others before, but you really don't know a book by its cover, and it is definitely worth checking them out before investing the money and buying them. For our family even, we like to thrift books when we can, and I have a couple of book websites I'll link in the description that you can find books at a cheaper price than full price, and so that's really awesome. But I would so much rather check these out and read them and see if they're even worth buying before I do that.